balance out our pelvis. The first thing you'll need is a strap or a belt that makes a loop. And you can make it pretty big to start out with, and then set that aside. The second thing you'll need is 2 balls. Most likely they'll be tennis balls or something a little bit softer, and a sock or a little pouch. The third thing you'll need is 1 block. So any old block, the foam blocks are probably going to be easier for this, but any block will do. Just ignore those extra balls there. Okay, so then you're going to get your strap, your balls, and your block next to you and lay down on your back. And then from here, go ahead and take the 2 balls and the sock, and they're going to be right close to each other. Push down through your feet, lift up your pelvis, and bring those 2 balls to your sacrum. So the sacrum is the space between our tail and the top of our low back. And so it's like this triangular, upside down triangular shape that the low back is the top of, or the bottom of the triangle, and the point is your tail. So something like that. And what you're going to do is you're going to settle your weight on the balls and just decide if that feels all right. And if it's too tender, you might get just a blanket instead of the balls. And just find a spot that feels pretty good to you. And we'll take 2 belly breaths here. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. Let the belly expand like a balloon. And then as you exhale, let the belly and the pretend balloon deflate, settling back down. Another breath like that. You can keep doing that, or you can kind of sway your hips side to side. And then just moving the balls up or down or side to side, just making sure we get that whole upside down triangle. And making you very aware, like what parts of the sacrum, if you have any, feel tender. And if you have tender parts, just note them. And we'll just do one more part here for the purposes of this video. But if you want to stay here longer, you're more than welcome to pause the video, or you can just do this one and be done. Okay, this might help you nicely. You might just have a few minutes, okay? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our strap, and then we're going to put our feet in the strap and bring the strap right above your knees, let's say. And then let those feet come to the ground. So the last one is kind of say hello to the sacrum, and maybe allow you to feel like some melty sensations, just feel good sensations. This one is going to impact your SI joints that's right on the outside of each side of your sacrum. So what we're going to do is take that strap right above our knees and then tighten it so much that the knees and your hip bones are in line. Once you get that wrapped down, you're going to push your knees into the strap, or your legs, I should say, into the strap. And then relax them. So we're impacting now our SI joint as we push our knees apart, just trying to get any kind of imbalance back there to hopefully work itself out. And then we'll relax the legs. And then this last one, go ahead and push out. Make sure the right and left leg are equally doing the same amount of work. And then let that go. Again, if that feels really relieving for you, you could do that a few more times. All right, so we'll call that done, kind of balancing out our SI joints. Now we're going to take our block. And for most of us, our block is going to be at this level, we'll say, and then you're just going to swoop it right between your knees. If you have really wide hips and it feels better to take it to this level between the knees, you could sure try that, or you could try both ways, okay? If you have a really narrow pelvis, you might even go here. So taking that block in between the knees or right above the knees, the feet will still be on the ground. You're going to squeeze the block, and I mean give it some good pressure. And what we're trying to feel here is our pubic symphysis, where our pubic bones come together. We're trying to get some awareness to that space. You might not feel it, but that's what we're doing, and let that go. If you want to play a little bit, but taking the block to a wider level and see if that impacts that area a little bit differently, you sure can. Squeezing that block, let's say with like 75% of our strength, maybe going up to 80, 90, as long as there's no pain. Making sure both legs are doing equal amount of work here. Squeeze and release. Take a little breath. Let that breath out. And another squeeze and release. Okay? Move that block to the side. Now that's all you have time for. Go ahead and stand up and see if that helped you. The other one we're going to do is bring the knee to kind of right above our hip. And let's start with our right knee right above our hip, and then our right hand to that knee. The left foot is still placed onto the ground. You'll push down through your left foot, nice and strong, and then bring your right knee into your chest. So now we're talking to both sides of the pelvis. We're talking to our hip flexors here too. We're bringing the knee into the chest. The hand resists. At the same time, we're pressing down with the opposite leg. And then pause with that. We'll try the other side. Left knee up, left hand. Press the knee into the chest. Press down with the foot. Give it some good strength. Keep pressing down. Keep pushing in. And release. You might find that one side feels really relieving, and you might do that side a couple extra times. That might just be the side that needs a little bit of extra attention, awareness, and love. And one last time to each side. Drawing the one knee in as you push down, strong. You might play with different strengths of the knee in, push down. See if that helps at all. And go ahead and bring that foot down. All right, so the last one, we'll get our block or even a blanket. Lift our hips, bring the block or the blanket to our sacrum, that space between the low back and the tail, and find a place where your pelvis can just sink into it. This might be a great option to stay. We're getting a little bit of rounding through our low back. The other option is to take your left leg long. This might feel like a stretch through the front of the leg, that's great. Or you might bring the knee into the chest and grab a hold. This left leg is dropped, it's totally relaxed. The left knee is being drawn in by my hands, the leg's not doing any work. You could stay there as long as feels good to you, or switch it out after a couple breaths. Right leg long, we're aiming to get a stretch on the front of the belly, front of the hip, and then we draw the knee into the chest and get long through that left leg. We'll take a breath here. And breath all the way out. Return both feet to the ground and lift on. Get that block out of your waist, settle on down, and then we'll roll on over standing and kind of see if that helps us move in a little bit of more of a sachet kind of way. All right, take care, everybody.